Good morning and welcome to PWR. Today it is Tuesday morning, holiday weekend. It's May 26th, 2020. I'm the man they call Meathead, joined on Tuesday mornings, and we're hoping that this becomes a weekly thing. It's the Opinionist, Octavius, David Herro. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning. A weekly thing. You guys keep me up late to watch Monday Night Raw and then to get up first thing in the morning and talk about it. It's like
That's right.
it could almost be like a bad dream at times. Geez, easy.
I feel like it's something that we've echoed on this program for 20 some years. It's time to pay attention to the product.
Oh, and I did. I did last night, and it's. Listen, I don't want to bash it too much, but I did doze off for a little bit because they weren't giving me something new. And yeah, Raw was a little rough last night.
It's funny you say the dozing off because I had Damien on the program, I'd say about a week ago, and then I had mentioned about the years in my life. He goes, "Wait, how old are you?" I said, "Dave's older than me, so you better back off, buddy. He's got me by a month."
Yeah.
So maybe it was just Father Time knocking you out, and you took a quick nap there.
No, it's not. Well, it could be. I mean, I start my days early anyhow, but
Sure.
Just like good God, you know what I mean? It just, and I've said this before. Monday Night Raw is lacking star power,
Yeah.
and they really are. I mean, the biggest stars on the show didn't wrestle again tonight. Randy Orton and Edge, and Drew McIntyre, he's out there, and he does not have the same fire he had going into WrestleMania.
He doesn't. And it's not really his fault either, obviously.
No, they've almost neutered him, is what it seems like to me. And he needs to be that badass again, and he's not. He's trying to be charming and cute, and no, be the badass that got you, to fight Brock Lesnar, and we definitely need that guy to come back soon.
But who's he going to be? Every badass needs somebody to push him to be a badass, to somebody to engage his badassery.
And that's the problem. They don't have any strong heels on Raw. That was my big concern at WrestleMania when guys like Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley lost at WrestleMania, and they lost clean. It's like, okay, how do you now get the badasses, the evil guys, ready for a program with Drew McIntyre, the guy that just beat Brock Lesnar in under 5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah. So Bobby Lashley is, on paper, everything you want in a villain. He's big, he's strong, he's legit, but the way they've used him has just been terrible. Since he's been there. I mean, they should have been prepping Bobby Lashley for a program with Brock Lesnar when he came back 2 or 3 years ago, and they didn't do it. They dropped the ball on Bobby again. And, so now we have Bobby Lashley, who is coming off in my world. I go back the last few months. He's lost to guys like Apollo Crews and Ricochet. Well, how can we take him seriously now enough to beat Drew McIntyre? Again, the guy that beat Brock Lesnar clean.
Right. And, the thing with beating Brock Lesnar, and, we had talked about this in the podcast forum, for a bunch of years with Matthew Thomas. When Brock Lesnar defeated The Undertaker, there should have been so much steam that came from The Undertaker losing his streak, right? It was like handing of this, literally the Infinity Gauntlet or something like that. You are getting this. And that steam didn't go anywhere. It stayed with Brock Lesnar.
No. I mean, but when Brock beat Taker, he then went and destroyed John Cena.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It stayed with Brock Lesnar. So the steam didn't go anywhere. Right. It stayed with Brock Lesnar. So now that Drew McIntyre has defeated Brock Lesnar, shouldn't he have that steam? Shouldn't he have, as the Street Profits say, the smoke?
Because Seth Rollins has already beaten him twice since then.
Right. So, again, kind of just all that, it's gone. It's not there anymore.
Well, the problem is, again, it's because they don't have anyone that's truly over.
Yeah.
They don't. And they have the same problem on SmackDown. They really do. I mean, you have Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, who is as over as you can possibly be, and they can't use him because, again, they went with Braun Strowman. They can't make Braun Strowman a transitional champion.
No.
And they don't have anybody else ready to go for Braun Strowman. That's why now they have Miz and Morrison against Braun Strowman. Ugh, yuck. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's like, I don't want to see that either.
Hey,
So,
no. That
yeah.
feud has got to go.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not believable.
No. And there's nothing worse than taking, the single dominant force and pushing them up against tag teams. I thought that's where they were going tonight with Raw when MVP was the mouthpiece for Bobby Lashley and said, how about you two against, please don't just say Bobby, us two. At least it's a tag team match.
Yeah, and for me, that's confusing also because who's the heel and who's the babyface? Is Lana the babyface now, or is Bobby Lashley? I mean, if they're split, what happens?
Lana's just kind of floundering there. She's just sitting there flopping around like a fish out of water.
So if Lana now goes and gets somebody to go fight Bobby, well then, where? I mean, MVP's the heel, Lana's the heel, Drew. Maybe they'll all get back together again. The three of them. Who knows? But that's so wide open also. But I mean, watching Raw, is for me was very confusing. I mean, Charlotte Flair, who everyone had said, "Oh my God, she's going to be amazing." Well, she lost on SmackDown to Bayley. Now she lost in a triple threat match on Raw. Well, they're devaluing now the NXT Championship. And I don't understand, and I don't understand anything that's going on in wrestling right now. I really don't, and it's confusing. So the one thing that did make sense to me, and you and I have both talked about it in the past, is the entranceway, having the plexiglass, having the glass around the ring and the ramp. I mean, I commented on Twitter right when I saw it, I'm like, well, that's going to be the future of wrestling because, COVID-19 is not going anywhere as far as experts and non-experts are concerned, and heroes
and meatheads, and we all think it's still around. Yeah, that's going to be a statement. That is going to be the standard. It's going to be like going to a hockey game. You gotta separate the talent from the fans because let's face it, there's a lot of interaction, there's a lot of touching, there's a lot of coughing and spitting and everything that goes involved with wrestling. Oh my God, fluids flying everywhere. There was one time, Dave, and I feel this wasn't one of your shows. I want to say it was another show that was big in the Milwaukee area. I was helping out. You might have even been there, but it was like a 1 hour Ironman match, and I did camera. Blood and spit and everything.
Yeah, I mean, put it this way: if Major League Baseball doesn't want guys chewing gum and sunflower seeds in the dugout and tobacco, come on, wrestling can be 10 times worse than that. So
absolutely,
it's going to be interesting to watch how everything plays out over the next couple of weeks. Of course, going into Backlash, there's just so much. There's just so much. I mean, Andrade losing to Apollo Crews,
losing the belt. Yeah, and I want to get to that. Go ahead and give us your thoughts first.
Well, it's like at one point you had Zelina Vega had a group of studs.
Yep.
Andrade, Garza, and Austin Theory. Well, Theory goes away last week. This week now, Andrade drops his title belt. Well, now that faction, if you want to call it a faction, is not nearly as strong as it once was. They had an opportunity to have a group of mid-card heels get stronger and then move their way up to the upper mid-card, and they didn't do that. So again, WWE right now has a hard time putting together any bad guys on TV that truly mean anything, that show that they can be a legitimate threat to every good guy or good girl on the show.
Right, exactly. And, it's ironic, too, that while we were watching that, you kind of may have worked out. This goes with the PWR draft. For example, you had Andrade, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
This may work in your favor. Because if he gets a title rematch, let's say at Backlash, it'd be like you never lost the belt because you don't lose points for dropping it on a regular TV show.
Right.
This may actually play out for you.
And it does. And you know what? That'd be great. But at the end of the day, I want the show to be good as well as my team. And, Apollo Crews, when they first brought him up from NXT, I was like, you know what? This guy has it. He has charisma. He's athletic. He's got the build. and he was stuck in neutral for a year. And how do I know that? Because he was on my team when they brought him up. He's the reason why I lost that 1 year, because he never wrestled on a pay-per-view. He got me 0 points.
Wow.
So are they using him now because they're limited with the roster? I mean, it just seems like, you have the Street Profits doing all these gimmicky vignettes with the Viking Raiders.
Right.
Why? Where's the payoff in that?
Well, I don't know if the payoff will be. I mean, they'll tell you there's a payoff there. I don't know if the payoff will be anything that we're interested in. There's going to be something. There's going to be a match. There's going to be hurt feelings somewhere. The Street Profits and the Vikings will wrestle.
But you've now invested the last 3 weeks in gimmicks with those, basketball, golf,
and axe throwing.
Well, then how do the Street Profits now get involved in the main event match on Raw tonight with Lashley and MVP?
Right. Why?
Why were they there? Yeah, there's a huge disconnect. Aren't they busy with the Viking Raiders, and now they want to get involved with Lashley? Made no sense. I get it. There's no tag teams on Raw right now. I don't think there are. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because who are the tag teams on Raw right now? I mean, they're all on SmackDown. It seems like. You know what I mean?
There aren't. I mean, you can make a case right now for Theory and Murphy as a tag team.
Right, but they're heels.
Right.
So they can't work with MVP and Lashley,
right.
or neither can Andrade and Garza. Like, I would have much rather have seen a main event tonight of Andrade and Garza against Theory and Buddy Murphy with Zelina Vega and Seth Rollins out there. I think that's a way better matchup. You know why? Because we know that it's even. We knew MVP and Bobby Lashley were going to beat the Street Profits.
They should, even though the Street Profits are the Raw Tag Team Champions, and that's where the problem really comes in.
Yes. So, bad business. And I get it. They're short-staffed. They don't get they don't have all the talents that they want to have. But I'm telling you, on both shows, you're down a Roman Reigns and a Becky Lynch, and it shows right now. Absolutely. It really does show. It shows. I want
to go back to the glass real quick. So now that the glass is up there, do you think they'll dial down the lasers? I mean, because the lasers already were obnoxious before. Now they're bouncing off the glass. It's too much.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure USA and Fox have different parameters. I mean, I know Fox is heavily edited how they do that show with all their special effects and everything. But
yes,
I mean, and this is the problem. We're more concerned about lasers and glass right now than in-ring product. Right. Because the in-ring product is that uneventful that now our focus goes on something that shouldn't matter at all.
Right. It should be secondary. It should be background.
It should be thirdary. Right. It shouldn't even be in it. We shouldn't even care. But I mean, I was watching on Twitter, everyone saying, "Oh, look at this! WWE is copied AEW." Okay, yeah, they did. You know why they did? Because it works. Yeah, everyone says AEW's, shows are better because they have people around the ring. Now, WWE is not going to put their Raw stars or SmackDown stars around the ring because they consider them superstars. But you can put the NXT training, guys and girls around because, you're not going to really recognize them. It's not like you're going to have Baron Corbin sitting out there watching the show, or Otis, you know. So it makes sense to use the NXT talents, but the fans say, hey, it's a better show with people there. Well, WWE is giving people there because that's what the fans want, so it becomes a better show.
What took them so long?
You know what? Maybe they just wanted to get the glass up.
Maybe. And again, the glass is an okay idea. I mean, I really don't mind the glass. I hope it doesn't go the route of hockey where they're banging on it all the time.
WWE does everything with a purpose and it being political. And I can honestly see them saying, well, hey, we have the glass up. Now we can have people around because now there's social distancing. Yes. And now there's, a border in between. Oh, okay. Yes. Well, now it looks more responsible. Not saying that it is or it isn't. But, everything is very thought out and calculated. I mean, people could say that, well, AEW does it every week. Well, it's just different.
Right. And it's not like they're wrestling in a different state. I mean, because they're both in Florida. They're both there under the same laws.
Yeah, they're only about like 2 hours away from each other.
Right, exactly.
It really is. Yes.
You know what I thought those booths look like, though? And again, I'm not saying I go to these kind of places, but I felt like putting in a quarter and having the slide come up so I could watch what was going on.
I don't follow you. What are you talking about?
Of course you don't follow. It looked like one of those places that you had to be over 18 to go to, and that, they were sectioned off at a point where, because I seen it on TV.
A casino?
Not a casino.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
I don't get it. You perv.
You can keep playing it off all you want. Before we go, I got to ask you real quick, because we haven't talked about this at all. What are your thoughts on the first 3 installments of the Undertaker documentary, The Last Ride?
I think it's awesome. It's stuff that, as a guy that's been a fan for over 30 years and someone that has worked in the sport and the business for over 20, there's a lot of things I didn't know. And it's interesting seeing him being portrayed like this. It obviously
like a man, just a man.
It's saying who he is, and it's telling us that, hey, the clock is ticking, and we're gonna get one more year of the Undertaker, and that's gonna be it, because this is WWE. Everything they do, it's always right in front of us. This is now right in front of us. They're saying, hey, look, he's broken down. He's done everything. He's worked through everything. It shows the human side of him. And there's no question that next year's WrestleMania is going to be the last time we see The Undertaker in a wrestling ring.
I loved it. I loved every part of it. I didn't finish this week's. I think I got about 10 minutes left. I made it up to the point where they had finished the tag team match, but I absolutely loved listening to him talk like a man. Now, I would have been okay with him going out this last WrestleMania as the biker Undertaker again, which is my favorite of the two. If you've got the dead man or you've got the biker, I prefer the biker Undertaker going out on the bike, hand in the air,
The Undertaker is going to leave when there's people in the building. Absolutely. He's not going to, And I can't wait to see the next episode when he talks about his match with Bill Goldberg. That's going to be very, very interesting for me.
Yeah, because he didn't like it. I mean, I know that and I don't think it's Bill's fault. I don't think it's his fault. I think just it didn't go well. It just didn't look good.
It was somebody's fault because it was bad. You know what I mean?
It was somebody's fault, but
yeah.
Yeah, it could have been the popcorn vendor. I mean, who knows? It could have been somebody's fault. But, the guys, obviously, they work as hard as they do. I wanted to ask you, too.
To be fair, they don't sell popcorn in Saudi. They sell falafel. Okay.
I understand. But somebody's selling.
Hey, whoa. And before anybody gets hot that I said falafel, keep in mind my father is Lebanese and Syrian. So I know.
Didn't you say you were on Team Khaki? Is that what you used to say?
I am Team Khaki. It's a way better shade of tan as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're saying you got a deeper shade of soul. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask real quick. I forgot to ask this while we were talking to Plexiglass, Booker Man. If you've got shows coming up, what are your plans? Are you planning on doing Plexiglass too?
Well, right now, the only show that is still on the books through the summer is a show in the middle of July. It's an outdoor show at a fireman's picnic festival. And I'll be honest, right? Asherpin. And I don't know. I have to talk to them because I mean, that's the standard, but keep in mind that setup is expensive, what they did. Yeah. That's a lot of plexiglass, and they get it mounted and everything else.
Yeah, they've got it mounted because they're not moving.
Yeah, there's different liabilities and everything. So I'm just definitely going to wait and see. But, everything's a game changer right now. I don't know what's going to happen, and I need to, figure out what can be done. Because I want to follow the lead of whatever AEW and WWE do.
Of course.
Because those are the ones they're the ones that have spent the most time, effort, and money researching this. I don't have their budget to sit down with experts and figure out how to protect everybody.
You're exactly right. All right, as we start to send it home, real quick, PWR draft update. Dave, it's not fair for me to be the one to give this, but I have to. I am in the lead, and the view doesn't change unless you're the lead dog. 470 for Meathead. Andrew Baydala in second place now at 390. Linda Kay at 385. Dave Herro, you were only 20 points from the bottom at 380. Damian Nelson scored 380 points this last Saturday and now has 360 because he started from there.
Hey, so when Cody won the championship, yes, he didn't get triple points for that, did he?
Triple? Double. They got double.
See, that I disagree with. I don't mind him getting the double points on everything else, but he's only winning one title. You can only win it once in a match. You know what I'm saying?
And it's not like he's never going to win the heavyweight championship. So.
Well, no, I understand. So I hope he loses it on the next pay-per-view. Is what I'm hoping for.
And it would
because then he would get double points for the loss. Then
yes,
correct?
Absolutely.
Amazing. See, this is where I'm going to lose is because of nonsense like that.
No, you're going to lose because you won't have enough points. That's how losing happens.
So bad. So bad.
All right, Dave. Well, it is time for us to go. Thank you for joining me this morning. For David Herro, the Opinionist, I'm the man they call Meathead. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.